Hey, 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 happy day. Keep your shirt on, Mulan. Mulan, I've got my granddaughter's Disney dolls, Disney princesses, lots of Disney princesses. And Mulan, she was playing with it by my video area yesterday. So Mulan is here, and Mulan and on rhyme. So keep your shirt on, Mulan. Thinking about, because I did my Supersize Your Business and my live Facebook Live on keeping your shirt on today. And I actually have a confession. I had to shoot my Supersize Your Business video twice because the first time it was 10 minutes and 21 seconds. When I tell too many stories and get rambling, it gets too long. Anything over 10 minutes, I just trash for several reasons. When I want to share those videos, places you can't share over 10 minutes. It can't even be 10 minutes flat. It has to be under 10 minutes. So 9 minutes and some seconds, but it can't be over, and it can't even be close, because as you transition from different platforms, sometimes it adds a couple of seconds. So I saw that 10:21, and about a week ago, I think last week, I did one that was 10:21, and I tried to crop it on Facebook and do stuff, and it just ended up being a mess. So I decided just to reshoot it. It was 7 minutes and something the second time. It's always better and more clear and more concise, and I throw out a bunch of stories and a bunch of nonsense the second time I do it. But it's live, so I like to just knock them out. So I had to do it twice today because I didn't want to try to figure out how to crop and edit. Confession right here, I do not know how to edit or crop or do anything with video. That's why I do everything live. And you know, live is what you see is what you get. And is it sometimes ugly someday? I think during that video, my granddaughter woke up, she's having a sleepover, and yelled "Grandma" in it anyway, so it was fine that I had to redo it. Generally, I don't like to redo it because I don't have time to redo videos. Early on when I started doing videos, my very first one, I was doing like 3 or 4 takes of it, and by the fourth or third one, I was like, no, stop. And I turned it off, and I realized that no matter how many times I did it, even if I sat there and I did it 50 times, there was going to be something about it that I hated or I didn't like or that wasn't right or that I stumbled on. And I still get stuck on my tongue and say the wrong thing and use the wrong word. I did it this morning in my 365-day fun thing a day challenge. I tripped over some phrase or some saying. And wouldn't it be nice if you could have an editor that went around and took all that out and made them perfect? I guess so. But then no, because I want people to know that when they meet me, this is who I really am. I don't want them to say, oh my God, you're nothing like you are in your videos. You're so different. Because there are people that you know are not like they are on their videos. And some people like that, some people don't. What type of people like that? People who are not being themselves and are faking are attracted to that. Well, I don't want to work with people that are fake and that are acting like that. So that's why I live video, and I want to just be myself and do it. So keep your shirt on was the topic of that video, which, being a very impatient person, which is really interesting because this is day 726 of just documenting my journey. You know, I think and thought and believed that when I decided I was going to go online and join the online world, it would be like the offline world, and it would just click, and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, success would befall me, and everything would fall into place. Well, everything is falling into place in its own divine timing, which isn't necessarily what I think the divine timing should be, but it is. I needed to go through all of the crap and all the challenges and all the struggles that I've gone through in order to earn and be capable of handling what it is that I'm going to create and that I'm creating. And that's sometimes hard to swallow, but you know, and I think about the mistakes I've made, you know, the whole, not really shiny object syndrome, but thinking I had to learn everything myself, thinking I had to do everything myself. I'm not the only one that falls into that trap, and I see people coming online behind me falling into the exact same trap. I'm a huge ClickFunnels fan, but one of the best things I ever did was do ClickFunnels and become a ClickFunnels certified partner. One of the worst things I ever did was dive so deeply into that it distracted me, and I kept thinking I had to learn one more thing. And I spent like a year and a half or more doing that, and I still get attracted to some of those things, but I'm now a lot more focused. Anything challenge related, now I'm focused and attracted to. I participate in and watch a lot of people's challenges. One Funnel Away is coming up again February 10th. I'll probably lead a group through that. And I've decided I'm going to do my Live Thrive Challenge either starting the 3rd. I wrote the 3rd on my calendar this morning, but either the 3rd or the 10th. I'll have to look at my calendar and see how that's going to work out in fall. And if I have time to set everything up, to get the program in place, to get all of the components in place. And as far as doing the challenge, that's not a problem. I could do that starting Monday. But I want to do a better job this time letting people know it's coming and letting them know and inviting them to participate and what to expect and who it's actually for, being really targeted and really honed in on who it's for and who the group is going to be for going forward. In the past, it's just been a general, I'm going to do it, I've already decided, I'm going to do it on my Thrive Challenge page and in my Thrive Challenge group. And I'm thinking I'm going to call it the Live Thrive Challenge because it's going to be live. It's going to be about how to create a challenge that can help you to thrive or achieve anything you want in your life, and particularly in your business, but how to bring other people along with you. So even if it's just a personal challenge, how to bring people along with you to support you and hold you accountable and to have fun with it. A gentleman that I'm in a group with just did a 48-hour fasting challenge. He ended up doing 66 hours, which I'm like, more power to him. I think I did about, I don't know, I'd have to figure it out. I did 48 to noon, so 10 to noon is what? 14 and 48, whatever 14 and 48 is, that's how many hours I did. Look at me adding 52. So I did 52 hours, and I thought that was enough. That can't be right. $62 hours, I guess I did, right? 4 and 8 is 12, carry the 1. So I did 62 hours. Boy, my math skills are rusty. So 62 hours, which was plenty. And yesterday, it was interesting because when I did decide I was going to eat something, the first thing I went for was protein, right? It's the first thing I went for, which is interesting because according to my blood type, I'm not a protein. Now I need protein, but not meat. So I didn't eat meat. I ate protein powder and peanut butter. I know, or not, that wasn't peanut butter. It was a bunch of different nut butters mixed together because I love that just as like a snack. And so that was how I broke my 62-hour fast. So I do other people's challenges, things like that. That one just came up at, well, now my current challenge right now is selling my house. It's selling my, the house that my ex-husband and I built that was our family home. We got divorced, so I guess ex-husband means divorce. Selling that. That is my challenge for the next probably a week or two. I'm going to really focus on helping out with that. And then that's why I'm trying to decide February 3rd or 10th. It depends. We got an offer already, like the first day. So I have to decide if we're going to, definitely not going to accept it, but if we're going to counter it and how we're going to proceed with that. And we've got 2 showings today. We had 2 yesterday. Had another one. So things happen fast. So I have to focus and pull my attention away from my personal things and business and work or whatever and do that, focus on that. So that's my challenge, my interim challenge when I think I don't have a challenge. But again, I've got the 365-day fun challenge going on. I am also doing, Mel Robbins has a challenge that I just found out about a couple of days ago. Dream Big. I think it's the best decade ever, she's calling it. The best decade ever challenge, and I just found out about it, so I'm trying to go back and catch up on the days. We're having a sleepover with my amazing granddaughter, so I'm hanging out with her for a couple of days too, so try to mesh all that together. But challenges are the focus. Challenges are the thing. Now, I notice my reticular activating system is coming up. The more I narrow my focus, the more I'm seeing how many people are in that same focus. And automatically our false belief pops up and says, who are you to do that? Who do you think you are? There's all kinds of other people doing that. They've done all these challenges and they're so successful. I mean, ClickFunnels has done their One Funnel Away challenge for almost a year now. I don't know if it's a year or not. I'm trying to think. Did they start in 2018 to 19? So it's a year, over a year they've been doing that. And they've made, I'm sure tens of millions of dollars, if not more from that. I don't know if they've got to they haven't probably gotten to the $100 million mark, but they've done for sure tens of millions of dollars on that challenge alone. So I'll see that and I'll try to compare myself to that, which is a major guffaw and not the thing to do, right? We never compare ourselves to others. We certainly don't compare ourselves to a machine that is the industry leader in a big, almost, well, I guess they sell billions of dollars go through them every year, but hundreds of millions of dollars a year they do in revenue. We don't compare our little selves to that. Not at least when we start. And we might aspire to something amazing like that, but we don't compare ourselves to them or anybody else when we start. Why? For a lot of reasons. Number one, we all come to things from different levels of experience, different perspectives, different challenges, different opportunities. And so comparing ourselves to anyone else on the planet sets ourselves up for failure, because we're not like anyone else on the planet, and they're not like us. The thing to remember is no one else is like us either. So want to stop doing that, but our reticular activating system kicks in, and we start to notice everybody that's doing anything even remotely like we want to do, we think we want to do. So say you want to write a book. All of a sudden you notice that there's a gazillion authors. Guess what? There have always been a gazillion authors. You just didn't notice until you decided you were going to write a book. And guess what? You can write a book, and millions of other people can write a book, and they're still going to all get read, right? So we have to stop comparing ourselves to others and just do what it is that we feel compelled or inspired to do and to create. Fun day 17 today for the 365-day fun challenge. I think it's like day 327 of doing idioms, doing an idiom a day. I do a live video about an idiom every day just to get my voice rolling and to think about the topic. And then I go into my Supersize Your Business group and I share that idiom. Is sharing an idiom kind of idiotic? I'm sure some people think it is, but for me, it's about attracting the people that are open-minded enough and wanting to learn and understand what things mean and how they might be able to apply them to what it is that they're trying to create in their business and in their life. I want to work with open-minded, fun people that can look at the ordinary things and make them extraordinary. And so looking at something as interesting as an idiom, a lot of people have like a word of the year or a word of the day or a word of the week. But to me, a word, and it's true of an individual word, but it's even more true of idioms. They're all subject to our own personal interpretation. Again, based on our past experiences, based on our thoughts and feelings and beliefs about that particular word and what it means to us. Every word, everything we say and do is always filtered through our own personal reality, our way of looking at the world, and each of us do that slightly differently. Well, with words, it's one way, but when you put words together that don't necessarily mean what they mean individually, and you put them together in a phrase and they mean something totally different, that just takes it to a whole new level. I think it's a fun way of looking at it. So that's why I've been doing it. Could I be doing the same thing everybody else does? Hey, this is my system. I'm sharing you little pieces of my system every day, and I'm really getting a sale pitch at the end of each one. Yeah, I could be doing that, but I don't want to, especially when I appear live every single day. I think that would be so irritating. And I have friends that do that. They pretty much pitch every single day. They add a little piece of value or a couple of sentences, and then they pitch. They add a couple of paragraphs, and then they pitch every single day, more than once a day, many of them. And are they successful? Yes. Are they attracting the type of people I want to work with? No, absolutely not. And that's okay. So, because we're all different, right? We all march to the beat of our own little drummer. We all do what we're going to do. We all create in the timing that's right for us. So that's part of why I do that. I don't know if I've ever explained why I picked that and why I do it. Part of why I picked it is I knew I was publishing every day, and I wanted to continue publishing every day, even though I was going through a big move and a big transition. And a big move and a big transition that I thought would last like 2 months has stretched out. We're just now selling our house. So it's been 6 months just on the project and the rehab. And it's because my ex-husband got tired and didn't work on it for a couple of months, basically. I mean, he wouldn't tell you that, but I'm telling you that's what happened. And I got sick. I was sick for a whole month pretty much in there. Still showed up on video, but I was sick for like a month. I think I missed Christmas Day, honestly. I think I missed 2 days in this 726 day daily thing. I've missed 2 days. And then 5 days I did on the ship, and I don't know that I ever published those because my Libsyn account was full anyway, so I didn't think I needed to really publish those as podcasts. Got them available on my phone. If anybody's curious what I did on my cruise, I did do a video every day for documenting my journey. Actually, it was really an interesting journey for me personally, because I hadn't been on a cruise for 10 years. The last time or 9 years. The last time I was on a cruise was in 2010, and I was following my sudden cardiac arrest. I had a sudden cardiac arrest on August 7th. No, I didn't. On September 7th. On September 7th, 2010, I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. And so I was in a coma and chilled and everything, and went through cardiac rehab. And I did really well. I went through cardiac rehab, and I really pushed myself so that I could go on this cruise, because I had already booked the gym boat and I wasn't going to miss it. So I was on the cruise, and then I didn't. A lot of stuff happened in the next 9 years, and I didn't go. And then last year, I told Jim I would come, and so once I tell somebody I'm going to do something and commit to it, I actually do it. I had no idea how I was going to pull that off, because I've got other challenges that make it really difficult, but I still did it anyway, and I had a blast. And did I sign up for next year? Absolutely, positively did. Of course, I'll be there next year, and probably every year that he does it, because I love, it's a smaller mastermind networking group, and I just love the way it's transitioned and become. It's really an intimate, fun group to go with. It's fun to travel and go see new places with people that are also on the same wavelength as you with respect to what they're trying to create in the world, and what they want to do and the impact that they want to have. So it's really fun to travel with people like that. What else? That's all I've got. I'm going to sign off. I've got my amazing 4-year-old granddaughter and her little puppy here overnight, so I'm going to go and finish this up so that I can play with them and have an amazing day. I wish you an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form to grow or build your business, especially if I can help you with challenges, because that's going to be my focus this year. I just said it out loud. My focus this year is on challenges, and I've got a couple of big plans and big ideas around that, so watch for that in the very near future. Have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.